letter that goes straight to your inbox.
LockedOnDaily.com.
Couldn't be any easier.
We begin with breaking news tonight. The Wisconsin man who encouraged a 14-year-old Tennessee girl to make a video of alleged abuse by her adoptive father and then brought her to Wisconsin must spend more than 11 years in prison.
Rogers pleaded guilty this summer to bringing the girl across state lines to have sex with her. After 11 years in prison, he faces 15 years of supervised release. Another hearing will determine whether Rogers has to pay any fines because of the crime. That is set for December.
One second, guys. This was spare of the moment. Wisconsin man gets 11-year prison sentence after meeting Tennessee girl online, convincing her to record her R. Brian Rogers met the 14-year-old girl through a gaming platform. She pleaded for his help. Records show saying her adopted father was R-ing her. A Wisconsin man will spend a little more than 11 years in federal prison for bringing an underage Tennessee girl to his home and having S with her when she turned to him for help. Brian Rogers was sentenced Friday afternoon on a plea deal he made with the prosecutors in Madison, Wisconsin, his hometown. U.S. District William M. Connolly imposed sentence. Rogers, and we'll go through these court papers in a minute. Rogers admitted to transporting the 14-year-old from Monroe County, Tennessee to Madison to have S with her. When he finished his 135-month prison term, Rogers faces another 15 years on supervised release according to the order of Connolly in early December. Rogers faces a hearing to determine if he should pay restitution. Rogers, 32, and I want you guys to look at the pictures that are coming up real hard, okay? Rogers, 32, struck up a long-distance relationship late last year with the girl. She just moved to Tennessee with her family from Georgia. As they became more friendly, she disclosed a horror story court records state. Her adoptive father, Randall Pruitt, was forcing her to have S, and her mother wouldn't do anything to stop it, authorities allege. Now, let me, real quick before we finish this, share this tab. I blocked out 2 children. Let me come to chat. Hi, Running. Hey, Tic Tac. Yes, Pruitt. I blocked out 2 children in this to prove to you that this guy connects to the area of Summer Wells because he was arrested, or they lived in another county, I believe. Okay. To me, this guy looks like John Pruitt. Are they related? I don't know, but it's disgusting. He was pretty much selling off his child. It's gross. I just seen this. I don't know the details of it. It's something new to me, but let's continue. Rogers' records show, wait, where was I? The girl, as they became more friendly, she disclosed a horror story, court records state. Her adoptive father, Randall Pruitt, was forcing her to have S, and her mother wouldn't do anything to stop it, authorities allege. The girl became desperate for Rogers' help. Rogers' records show said he would need proof of abuse in order to help her. He urged her to secretly record incidents in which Pruitt was forcing himself on her. The girl refused repeatedly and talked of suicide. Finally, she made an audio recording of one encounter, according to court records. Rogers, however, said that wasn't going to be enough if he was going to get involved. There's your pictures. A Facebook picture from Dandridge, Tennessee. She relented one night and secretly taped Pruitt R-ing her. According to authorities, on January 14th, Rogers came to Tennessee to drive her back to his home. She hid in his mother's house in Madison. According to authorities, they had S. Federal records state the pair plotted to deliver evidence to the FBI in St. Louis about the alleged abuse by Pruitt. They drove to St. Louis, dropped it off, and returned to Wisconsin. Meanwhile, Pruitt went public with his wife about the girl's disappearance, saying he was fearful something had happened to her. Soon after, Pruitt was arrested and word of the case became public. Authorities also talked with Rogers. When questioned by law enforcement, he admitted he had been in contact with the victim online and that she had disclosed her SA, but claimed he never met her in person. He did not go to Tennessee to get her, and he did not know her whereabouts. A release from U.S. Office of Western District of Wisconsin states. During a search of his home, officers found the victim in a closet. The victim told investigators Rogers had picked her up in Tennessee and brought her to Wisconsin, where he engaged in stuff with her. The victim stated that during her 2 weeks in Wisconsin, she hid in Rogers' closet or in the trunk of his car while he was at work. Connolly noted Friday that Rogers was talking to a vulnerable victim, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, and could have been a hero in this case by reporting the victim's abuse to authorities. Instead, Rogers did not help and further victimized her. Madison U.S. Attorney Scott Blader called Rogers crime abhorrent, saying the two came in contact through an online game. The victim told Rogers she was being SA'd by an adult on a daily basis and that Rogers had pursued her to make the video even when she did not want to produce it. Instead of immediately contacting law enforcement, Rogers encouraged the child victim to produce a video of the SA, and after claiming to rescue her, he himself SA'd her. A statement by him reads, "My office is committed to working with our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners to bring interstate child predators to justice." Blader said Judge Connolly noted Rogers had targeted the victim when she was vulnerable and further victimized her, saying he could have been a hero had he reported the abuse. Instead, Pruitt faces prosecution of art of a child in Monroe County. Christine Pruitt, Randall Pruitt's wife, and the girl's mother pleaded guilty in July to evidence tampering in the case. She is to be sentenced next month. I have the court papers. I don't know if we need to go over this, but when I hear the name Pruitt and this guy's got the same blue eyes and cheeks as our Pruitt in Summer's case, it bothers me. When you hear moved from Georgia, taken to Wisconsin, it bothers me. Is it connected to Summer's case? Hopefully not. Probably not. But should it be brought to light? I absolutely believe so. I think it needs to be talked about. I think that we need to find out if this guy is related to Pruitt. Do I know that for sure? No. But it shows more family members, much like Lawson, right? Much like Brandon Lawson, Ronnie Lawson. So I thought I would bring this to the forefront. I have the court papers pulled up right here, a PDF that I had found. Actually, I had bookmarked this a very long time ago. Forgot about it. I forgot about it. In the Court of Criminal Appeals of Tennessee at Knoxville, July 26, 2022 session. State of Tennessee versus Randall Lee Pruitt, appeal from the Criminal Court for Monroe County, number 19-198. Andrew Fairburn. You know what? Let's do this instead. Hold on, guys. Because this is very long. I'm going to run this into... Just bear with me a minute. I'm going to make this easier. We'll go page by page. I think my shit's paid. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure you guys hear this. I haven't read through it all yet, or I did, but I forget it. We're just going to stay with the voice that I have on here, if that's okay with you guys. We'll start here. Just bear with me. Oh yeah, my shit's paid. Here, I'll let you guys see this tab so you can see what I'm doing. All right, let's listen. Well, this is 2 parts, so hold on. Paste. We gotta wait for the other ones to generate. Well, that does that. I'm gonna come here. There's not much info on Pruitt family of origin, so I'm curious. When did this happen? I don't know, but he was sentenced in 2022. It seems to me 2021 is when it happened, or 2019. I have to go back. We're about to read the court papers, so I think it's important. Jesus, what is going on with this? Let's make sure they're all generated. Just bear with me, guys. I should have did this before I went live, but I seen it and just went live on a whim. Wasn't quite prepared. Okay. This takes a few minutes. I apologize. I don't even know what voice I have the freak on here. I also want to talk a little bit about Ziggy Pergard and Jody, Sue, and Andy. I've been a little bit absent because I've had some things going on here at home. We've been a little busy. I'm not looking at chat, guys. Just know that. Jesus, this. Ooh, and I don't have. You know what? I'm going to have to read it. I'm sorry. Damn it, this is going to be long. How many pages is it? 9 pages. You guys ready? I'm going to have to read it because I forgot I can't edit the bad words out. Okay, filed 9/2/2022. Oh, shit. I don't have no water. My husband comes in, I'll have to have him get me water. In the Court of Criminal Appeals of Tennessee at Knoxville, State of Tennessee versus Randall Lee Pruitt, appeal from Criminal Court for the Monroe County, number 19-198, Andrew Freeberg, Judge, number E20210, 2021, 01118 CCA R3CD. The defendant, Randall Lee Pruitt, pleaded guilty in the Monroe County Criminal Court to 3 counts of R, a Class A felony. I'm going to leave all the codes out. CTCA 2018. After a sentencing hearing, the trial court imposed a 9.5 years for each conviction and order consecutive service for an effective 28.5 year sentence. On appeal, he contends that the court erred by ordering a consecutive service. We affirm the judgment of the trial court. Tennessee or Appeal P3 appeal as of Wright's judgment of the criminal court affirmed. Robert H. Montgomery Jr. J. delivered the opinion of the court, to which Timothy L. Easter and J. Ross Dyer Jr. J.J. joined. Stephen B. Ward, Madisonville, Tennessee, for the appellant Randall Lee Pruitt. Herbert H. Slattery, 3, General Attorney and Reporter Catherine C. Redding, Senior Assistant Attorney for General Richard D. Douglas, Assistant Attorney General Stephen D. Crump, District Attorney General, and Sherry Taylor, Assistant District Attorney General for the appealee of State of Tennessee. Opinion. The defendant's conviction was related to his SA of his then 14-year-old adopted daughter in May of 2019. The defendant was indicted for 3 counts of R on a child, but the state later obtained a superseding indictment alleging 3 counts of R on June 21st, 2019. The defendant pleaded guilty to 3 counts of R pursuant to the plea agreement. The trial court would determine the length of the sentences and whether to impose consecutive service. At the guilty plea hearing, the state recitation of the facts were as followed. On or about December 26, 2018 and January 13, 2019, Mr. Pruitt and his family had moved to Monroe County. A few days after moving to Monroe County, the abuse that Mr. Pruitt inflicted on his oldest adopted daughter began again. And that is, he would sneak into her bedroom, he would unlawfully pee her with his pee, and then leave the room. That went on many times during that time period. The state would have elected 3 of those times, including one where his oldest adopted daughter she set up her cell phone, Your Honor, and video recorded Mr. Pruitt R-ing her. On the 13th of January of 2019 was the last time that he had R-ed her, and she then ran away. During the course of the investigation, trying to find her was when all the abuse came to light. And they would occur in her bedroom. He would, when the household was asleep, he would go in there, and that's when he would R her. There's also a video recording, Your Honor, where the adoptive daughter had also had her cell phone and recorded a conversation between the two where he corroborates what was going on, not only in Monroe County, but before that, talking about the relationship, asking her if she wanted him to quit, and so on. The prosecutor explained that the victim was age 14 at the time of the offenses, and that her mother and the defendant's parental rights had since been terminated. At the August 27, 2021 sentencing hearing, the presented report was received as an exhibit. The report reflects that the 44-year-old defendant had previous convictions for 2 counts of facilitating of felony theft and misdemeanor making a false report. Certified copies of the convictions were likewise received as an exhibit, although the report reflects that the defendant had likewise been convicted of DV. The report was amended at the sentence hearing to reflect that the defendant completed judicial diversion and that the charge had been dismissed. The defendant received probation for the facilitation of theft and false reporting convictions while serving his sentence on probation. The defendant tested positive for Coca-Cola twice, was placed on seconder status, and the probation was revoked. The defendant was later returned to determine release. Probation which expired in 2006. The report reflects that the defendant had pending criminal charges in connection with the victim in Gwinnett County, Georgia for aggravated CM and with a family, which were alleged to have occurred on June 2016. The defendant stated that during his presence investigation interview that the victim obtained an order of protection which remained effective at the time of sentencing. So he had more victims. The presented reported reflects that the defendant had completed high school and reported good physical and mental health. He took medications for high blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol. He denied being an alcoholic and admitted to using Coca-Cola between 2003 and 2005. The defendant had been married twice, which included a 12-year marriage to the victim's mother. The defendant reported his divorce from the victim's mother was related to the present case. The defendant reported working as a truck driver from 2017 to the time of the persistent investigation. The defendant told the precedence investigator that he had been drinking too much and allowed himself to make very bad judgment decisions many times. He stated that he prayed forgiveness and acknowledged that his selfishness caused a ripple sick effect of damage for his children, his former wife, his parents, and himself. The defendant regretted his conduct and acknowledged that the victim would have difficulty throughout life. The precedent report reflects that the defendant received a low strong R assessment score. The 16-year-old victim testified that she met the defendant, her adopted father, at age 2 and 1/2 in Jefferson County, Tennessee, and that she had her 3 siblings lived with the defendant and her mother in Georgia and later in Tennessee. The victim stated in 2018 everyone moved to the Monroe County home and that they were back and forth moving from Georgia to Tennessee during this time. The victim lived at the Tennessee home for about 3 weeks before she ran away. She said that she ran away because the defendant emmed her, and that the abuse started not long after the defendant adopted her at age 2 and 1/2 or 3. The victim testified that initially the defendant touched her top part and her bottom part, and that he peed her V with his mouth. She said that around ages 2 and 3, he digitally peed her V. She said that around age 13, her first period, the defendant began peeing her V with his pee. She said the defendant groomed her with initial touching. The victim stated that she video recorded one incident of the SA before she ran away from home. The recording was received as an exhibit and reviewed by the trial court. The victim stated that between 2006 and 2019, the incidents were frequent and that the defendant peed her V with his pee several times a day. I'm going to take a break, come to chat. Sassy Pants, you'd have to go back because it's a lot. Start at the beginning. I explained it all, who they are. I read it. I played a news clip. Sorry, I don't mean that rude. I just don't want to keep reading and going over. This thing I'm reading right now is 9 pages long. I'm only 3 pages in. But the short of it is that it's a man from Tennessee that moved to Georgia often with his family back and forth. From what we're hearing, he was SAing his 14-year-old daughter. He has the last name Pruitt, and this is what he looks like. To me, he looks very similar. This is a Facebook page picture. It has 2 children in the picture that I removed from the picture. But this is also him, just to prove that it's the same person. Here, his eyes and cheeks. He looks a little bit like he could be related. Is he? I don't know. But that's the short end of it. Give me a minute. I'll go back. I need a breath. Guys, 1 second. I'm going to mute just for a second. Okay. All right. So I'm not connecting the 2 cases. I'm just saying that it's odd to me. You hear Wisconsin, Georgia, Tennessee, the Dandridge area, Jefferson County. I don't know what part of Wisconsin that Candace and them are from. I forget. I don't know if this is near it. I don't even know that it connects, but I think it needs to be looked into. I'm not going to do the research on it. I hope somebody else will. I've done enough. Okay. Page 4. When asked how the abuse affected her, the victim testified, "God, I have been so angry, hurt, and confused. And there are just days where I am nothing but furious and I can't." When asked about her physical health, she said that she ate less than normal because there were just some days that were harder than others. She said that she did not sleep adequately and that at times she hated everything about herself. She said the abuse began at such an early age that she had not realized what was happening was wrong until age 8. She turned 14 years old in September 2018, and she ran away in January 2019 because she was scared of the defendant. She said that was her escape, was planned for months with a strange guy she did not know. The victim testified that in 2018 or 2019, when the family lived in Georgia, she told her mother about the abuse, but that her mother did not believe her. When asked if the victim's sibling knew about the abuse, the victim stated that her sister was also being emmed by the defendant. The victim said that the defendant would do it to both of them at the same time for a while, and that they discussed it a little bit. When the trial court asked if the victim saw the defendant put hands on the victim's sister, the victim responded yes. On cross-examination, the victim testified that she was a junior in high school and that she had all A's right now. She stated that she met the person who helped her escape while playing an online video game and that they began devising a plan soon after her 14th birthday. She said that she recorded the defendant's abuse because she did not think anyone would believe her. The victim noted that her mother did not believe her. The victim said that the victim needed visible proof. Upon examination by the trial court, the victim testified that we are getting me back into therapy and that she was looking for a therapist at the time of the sentencing hearing. The victim said that she previously been treated in Claiborne County Children's Association for about 2 years and that her treatment there ended about 1 year before the hearing. When asked if she suffered from any long-term mental distress because of the abuse, the victim stated that she was angry, that thinking about the abuse made her sad and that it's very overwhelming. She said that she had lived with her foster parents and foster siblings for 3 years, but that her 3 siblings lived elsewhere. She said that her current home environment was good. The defendant's adult son testified that although it was not a good look like he's a good man, the defendant was a good father. The defendant's son believed that although his father committed these offenses, his father could change and become a good person. Again, the defendant's son said that his father taught him respect in how to operate a business. The defendant's son owns 2 businesses and real estate. He said he also learned generally how to be a good person from the defendant. So many questions. On cross-examination, the defendant's son testified that his parents divorced when he was age 4. He said that he had lived with his mother through the week and that he had lived with the defendant, the victim's mother, the victim, and the victim's siblings on the weekends and during the summer months. The defendant's son said that he never witnessed any abuse or that he would defend his father till the end. The trial court found that although everyone makes mistakes, this level of malady, and prolonged and sustained intent to violate his adoptive daughter and violate the law is beyond any pale of type of standard of decency of human with regard to the video recording created by the victim. The court noted the definition of P and found the evidence showed full on aggravated to an excessive degree. The court placed little weight on the strong art assessment. The court found that this was of a prolonged nature based upon the victim's credited testimony and that the defendant only lived in Tennessee for a short period of time, and that's not true. He lived there prior. They said it earlier. Short period of time before the victim stopped the abuse based upon the victim's testimony that she witnessed the defendant abused her sister. The court found that the risk of recidivism, I don't know that word, was not low. I guess redoing it. The court determined that the defendant was a danger to any minor female with whom he came in contact. The trial court discredited the defendant's statement during the pre-sentence investigation that the offenses were the result of his drinking alcohol excessively from 2 to 14. I highly doubt it, dude. And found that the defendant lacked candor and truthfulness in this regard. The court found that the defendant had not comprehended the impact his conduct had on the victim and victims, because now there's the stepdaughter, were the charges for that. And that the defendant had destroyed a parental relationship when he was the only father in her life. The court likewise found that the defendant's pre-sentence statement did not reflect remorse or an acknowledgement of the solemn gravity of the situation. The trial considered the statistical information on sentencing practices for the S offense. The court found that the nature of the characteristics of this criminal conduct was horrifying, shocking, reprehensible, and offensive, excessive, and exaggerated to such a degree that makes these errors brief pause. As the honorable as this court has ever seen or witnessed in 17 years of criminal law practice, the courts found that the defendant's criminal conduct outweighed any mitigation. The court applied mitigation factor because the defendant had pleaded guilty and accepted responsibility for his conduct. The trial court applied 2 enhancement factors. The court applied factor 1 based upon the defendant's previous convictions. The defendant has a previous history of criminal convictions or criminal behavior. In addition to those necessary to establish the appropriate range, the court determined that this factor weighed heavily against the defendant. The court likewise determined, based upon the victim's testimony, that the defendant had a prior history of criminal behavior in the in that he groomed and emmed the victim throughout his entire relationship with her and engaged in similar conduct with the victim's sister. The trial court applied enhancement factor 7 based upon the victim's testimony and the video recording reflecting the SA. The offense involved the victim and committed to gratify the defendant's desire for pleasure or excitement. The court found that the defendant committed these acts multiple times a day, oh my God. This poor baby, just repeated consistent often. The court noted the shocking level of conduct and found that this was an exaggerated crime. The court determined that the enhancement factors significantly outweigh the mitigation. The trial court found that the defendant did not have a potential for rehabilitation, citing the lack of evidence that anyone who has an attraction to minors being able to cover such with treatment. The court stated that it is unaware of any rehabilitation program for the person who had attraction to girls between the ages of 3 and 14. The trial court likewise determined that defendant's conduct resulted in residual and mental damage to the victim based upon her prior counseling and her need for continued counseling. The court noted that the victim remarkably was an excellent student and did not have behavioral outbursts, but found that the SA has had residual, extensive, traumatic, and mental damage. After determining, I'm going to take a break. Hold on, let me come back to chat. I've never even heard the name Pruitt until Summer's case, Little Dev. Crazy. This is just insanity, yo. Like, you always find a name or a connection to somebody in law enforcement down in that area, and it's really starting to bother me, and I really need to find out if this guy's related. I don't know if I'll research it. I am really trying not to do that, go into personal business life. There are a few other odd things about Pruitt that I have found. Like, does anybody know he writes comic books? Does anybody know that? Does anybody know about Lord Pruitt? That girl Gary pointed that out to me, second to no one. That girl, yeah, that's her new profile, by the way. And Whistleblower Luminous, yeah, them. They pointed that out to me. We looked into it a little bit. It was at the same time they were pushing me to investigate Lawson's SA with the granddaughter, his son, and they wanted me to dox the granddaughter, so I had put it to the side. And I just was like, no, I'm not going to do this. Well, I think that it's time that we do. I also think it's time we go over Brandon Lawson again and any other law enforcement officials in and around that area, because in my opinion, I live in a huge city in the city of Pittsburgh, and we don't see as much of that. Not saying we don't see it, but we don't see as much of the SA assault in law enforcement as you guys do. I cannot believe how much I see down in that area coming from like the Hay House and, just all of it. It's a lot. And it all goes into the dynamics as to why Summer got gone, in my opinion. Beach Creek is very unkept. They don't watch it. The police do not cruise around down there. You hear people from the area say you don't come down here at night. The police don't even come. And I think that a lot of that is important, especially when it comes to the busts that have gone on down there and the amount of predators that live in that one little area. It's scary, in my opinion, and I think it needs to be more spoken about to prevent, not only for Summer, but to prevent things like this from happening to other young victims, other women, the DV. It's just a lot of it down there, and we hear about it consistently. It's troublesome. This is another 3 pages long. I think I'm not even going to read the rest of it. I think you guys got the point of it. And I think that this needs to be looked into. So we'll see who wants to look into it. Another thing I want to address. Benny's court date should be coming up. He should be back any moment. So let's see how his court goes. I've been looking for the thing all day. I can't find it. So if anybody could post the information, that would be great. I'm going to have to go on my community wall and look. But I know I'm pretty sure it's this week or next week. Speaking of court dates, mine is in just a few days. I'm not going. I've lost. Okay? But I did reread over my court papers, and there was something in there that I never addressed online. And I think I should, because I didn't think it was worth bringing back up, because I didn't want to go over it. But one of the accusations made against me is that I ruined this woman's career and I ruined her business and all this other stuff, because I said that Squall made phone calls from her daycare center. I didn't give the name of the daycare center. I was told that by TT. It's in my messages, so I should not be the one being sued for that. I didn't want to bring it up, but being that my court case is just in a few days, I'm going to fucking bring it up, because I don't even know if it's true. Okay? I never stated it was true. I stated that I was told by TT that Squall was sitting at this lady's daycare center and calling parents from her daycare center. I asked if it was true. I did not make the accusation. I did not give the name of your daycare center. And to be quite fucking honest with you, what would it matter if we don't know who Squall was calling and why, and we don't know Squall's fucking name? Okay? We don't know what kind of criminal record Squall has, so that is not even an incriminating statement. Now, what TT said was incriminating. So, bitch, if you want to go through the fucking messages and sue TT, you're glad to. I think you should, since you're putting this all on me. Okay? I think it's time I address it, since we're so close to court. I didn't want to bring it up again, because that is probably the most major accusation against me, and it's not accurate. So, Attorney Phillips, I hope you're watching this. Have fun at court. I'll be sitting on the sidelines. I'm going to try to call and see if they'll allow me to talk over the phone. If they don't, I lost. You win. You're rip-off artists. That's what you are. You love to steal from people, because that's exactly what you're doing. So I'll be sitting here in the comfort of my own home, covering my own case. We're going to call the courts live. Okay? All right. We don't know who ST is. Right, John R. Davis. Right. We don't know who she is or what she was calling these people for. So how is that a bad accusation? For all I know, this woman could work for her and call to say, hey, bring your kid in at 2 instead of 3. There's no bad accusation in that statement. So it just pisses me off. And I thought that I wanted to address it before we went to court. I didn't want to make such a big deal out of it, because that is the worst harmful accusation against me. And I think I do need to address it before they go into a courtroom and steal from me and put my life on the line. So I just thought it was important to bring that up. I have been absent the last couple days, been dealing with my family and some things here at home. We painted a table. You see it? Look, that was an ugly. Oh, you can't see it. Earl, yeah. Can you turn your light on? Yeah. Hold on. I had this really old, like 1990s table that's been laying around my house. My kids did all kinds of arts and crafts on it. It ain't done. We got to do the legs. I don't even know if you could see it. Let me see. But we painted it. I had such a good idea. We painted it with chalkboard paint, like to make a chalkboard, so that when the grandbabies come over, they can come in and they can draw on it. And look, my high life, my alien got canceled, guys. My neon light alien, they fucking canceled it. TikTok shop canceled it, so I have to reorder it. But my high life came. Let's see if we can get it to focus. And we rearranged the room again. I gave my husband my other desk, my other table. I don't know if you can see. I get excited. I like showing you guys this stuff. Okay, and then I got this handy dandy. Check this out. All right, Earl. He's going to kill me. Shut him off now.
What's that?
Shut the lights off now. We're about to smoke, guys. No, it's up by the... Okay, shut yours off. Can y'all see it? And the cool thing is, here, I think I should be able to play a couple seconds of music in the background. Give me 1 minute. As long as I don't show the video and it's in the background and my speaker's on. Check this out. We got one of them Galaxy ones that everybody has in our bedroom. But I wanted laser lights. And I'm hoping I seen one. I want to save up some money. They have ones that dance on the walls, and they're so fucking cool. Damn it. Hold on. Let's go find a song so you guys can see what this does. I'm going to turn it on all green because it looks like Christmas colors. And you all know green's my favorite. Here, we'll put this one on. Let me turn it up. Isn't that cool? Hold on. Well, I roll one. We're going to go. When we're done, after I'm done smoking, and we listen to a couple songs here, because we're just going to listen. I hope you guys can hear the music. I want to smoke one. But after we're done there, I had cut apart a Ziggy Live from the other night I want to talk about. However, there's a lot to it because Prayer Garden and Andy and Jody Sue, it's a whole conundrum of shit. I haven't even seen it all. So I haven't been able to go all the way through it. So we'll just listen to Ziggy right now. And then next time we'll go over Jody Sue and Andy, but we'll talk about it. I have some screen. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it. It's not fucking done, but we're going to do the thing, right? Okay. Let's pick another song. Here, Coffee and a Joint. How about that? You can't hear it, little Dad? I don't understand why you can't. I'm just going to share it. Fuck it. They take my monetization away. I'll take it off. We'll start it over. I'm sitting here singing, God, I sound awful. Stop me. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? No. Okay, hold on.
I got some stuff you just gotta try. What is it? Pop.
Yeah, I got this feeling inside. Can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing a point. I need a coffee and a joint. I got this feeling inside. Can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing a point. I need a coffee and a joint. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the 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 joint.
I'm higher than an F-16 at Walgreens, trying to find some eye drops and a bottle of Listerine. Woo! Well, I missed the clean when I step on the scene. But yo, how did it get here? And what does this all mean? The last thing I remember was way back in September. Oh, Johnny had a doobie, it was groovy, full of measure. But I probably didn't measure the amount I should have taken. Now I'm standing on the ceiling and this feeling got me quaking. Yo, I stick to bacon with my better cracker, baby. We dishing out delectables, so yeah, they tasty, so yeah, it's amazing. Now come and get a slice. And if they try to take my herb, I'll say,
Take my wife.
but Kevin, you're not married. Oh shit, it's getting scary. I'm mixing up my history, my memories are buried, and I don't have a clue what's real or imaginary. So take heed, my children, cause this story's cautionary.
I got this feeling inside. Can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing a point. I need a coffee and a joint. I got this feeling inside. Can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing a point. I need a coffee and a joint. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint.
I was standing in the corner of the kitchen by myself, eyeing up the pop brownies on the top shelf. I'm thinking maybe just a nibble to do, but I didn't eat dinner, so I gobbled down two.
Oh shit, I fucking knew it. I got to keep this conversation fluid.
Yeah, too high to function. I'm feeling like a clown at a funeral luncheon. I'm a goner, man, I've reached my marijuana maximum consumption. Well, goddamn hors d'oeuvre threw my knife over a curve. But I could be the hero that this party deserves. So I boot and rally, sink the last cup. Turns out it was my team's cup. Fuck.
I got this feeling inside. Can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing a point. I need a coffee and a joint. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the 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 joint.
All right. I had to cough it out. Jennifer, Jessica, and a dude, but I can't remember his name. So, would you guys prefer, instead of going over Ziggy, I just go to Jody Sue's? Per Garden did it last night. I thought it might be a little bit repetitive if I did it. But we could do that if you want. We can go listen to Jody Sue instead of Ziggy, because that would be a better, to get the names, I guess. Let's do that. Okay, hold on. Let me shut these lights off. They give me a headache if they're on too long. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Okay, we're already there. So I'm going to go through this. This is a 2-hour live. I've already been on an hour. We'll go about an hour into it. I have a few things to do this evening. However, hubby's off. Kids aren't here. It's quiet and I can come back. So what we'll do is I'll go through about an hour of this and then or I'll stay on for another hour and then I'll probably be back. I don't know. What's a good time, Earl? Like 9, 10? Huh?
It's usually quiet around
9. I'll be back around 9. Okay. And we'll go over the rest of it and then we'll watch a little bit of Ziggy and Prayer Garden if we have time. Because I've been absent. You guys can get me twice today. All right. Oh, I don't know if I want to talk about it right now. There's some other things that I'm possibly going to be going over later that don't have nothing to do with summer, but Quentin's. Right now, I'm laying off for a few reasons. I'm still talking to Danny's mom, and I haven't really been in touch with her since before Christmas, and I want to make sure that she's okay with anything because, you know, I'm friends with her, and I just want to make sure that anything I go over, she's fine with, and we're still, like, she answered my interview questions, but there were a couple things she wanted me to change, and I was unable to get back to her on it, but I will soon. I will be reaching out to her now that those calls have come out and all that other stuff. Lots of people are going over them calls right now, so I'm just gonna let them. Billy Joe's fucking insane. Okay. Let me close these tabs down. I'm gonna go off camera for a minute, but I'll leave my mic on. And let's listen to Lucifer Gums 2 days ago, January 11th, 2025. Lucifer Gums BS TPE lying with chasing monster visit times 2.
I don't know why you people are built like this. I hear the streets are on fucking fire with brimstone breath. As promised after the Sabbath had been reminded of, looks like the other night. Weird that. Nice.
John R. Davis, Kevin would be, in my opinion, I can't say 100% certain, but the sister, Jody Sue's sister, talked about Kevin one time. Jody Sue has talked about Kevin. I had the names mixed up with the Eric guy for a little bit with Luke Woodenham because they're all sort of interconnected through Athey, right? So, or Chicken on a Stick, I'm sorry. So they're all sort of interconnected, but Kevin would be the person who brought Athey up to the hill to buy a green car from Andy, and apparently Andy kicked her off the property. They had a big fight. It was about Jody Sue talking to friends or going out with friends, and Athey was jealous, is the story she gave me. I have it recorded. I can pull that out, even though I promised Jody I wouldn't play that phone call anymore, but I could pull that little piece of it out where she talks about it. But I had the name mixed up, and Amy fixed that mistake of mine and said, oh, that's Kevin. So yeah, and now Jody's stating that they work together and that there was something with the workbenches, and that's where, you know, the video I showed last time I was live where she talked about him finding stims in the stimulants. Do you guys get it? The stims were found in the workbenches and in the parking lots and in all of them places. And Andy was hanging out with Kevin at that time. And Kevin is really good friends with Chicken on a Stick. So I think that that's important if this is the same Kevin that they are talking about. I will have to listen to hear if I could pick up who Jennifer is. I believe she said Jennifer, and that worries me a little bit. I don't know which Jennifer she was talking about, but I've talked about my Raven. Her name was Jennifer. Okay. I don't know that it's the same one, but
I see that people actually came back to play with that. Now, I don't know why you do that. Unless you're playing with it while pretending to be a victim of it. I don't know why you do that. Over this stupid, silly shit some more. That never made a fuck. It's still a nothing burger doesn't make a fuck. Knowing damn good and well the whole time, all these years, alien feds have it, and it's just like the one sticking point for all you. This is stupid. It's been stupid for like a year and a half. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm almost as sick of hearing monsters on the road because of Fred and I guess Monster playing and doing all this stupid shit. Great content for their dear leaders over on YouTube.
she did it. You know how I share the Muppet with the eyelashes? That's Jody Sue. She made the Muppet voice. She fucking did it. I'm dead. Okay.
YouTube, as I am hashtag Fred said. It's all nonsensical at best. It's being done for a reason. I'm just over it. I'm really fucking over it.
John, I'll look for it. I'll go through it. I'm going to have to listen to like a 2-hour phone call. So give me some time and I'll pull out anything I can hear about Kevin. Okay? Because I think that's important now too. And I thought it was important then. And it's always been a pushback, right? Like I'm getting sued with Jody Sue while I'm asking her questions about these people. Yeah, that's fucking funny. Okay.
Damn. I'll tell you what. I'm pretty well over it too, Andy. I'm pretty sick of hearing that you were on that fucking road on the 15th. And quit taking PG's fucking bait in this groups.
When? John R. Davis. I didn't know that. I just knew that Jody told me, and Jody told me it's speculation that Athie was sleeping with him and Luke behind her husband's back, and that she had men follow her around on a string, and all kinds of shit. So, yeah, maybe I'll pull that call out. I want to get my weirdo because I was in there, you're talking to people, you got to exaggerate a little bit. And I sound like a whole ass idiot. So, at some spots. I never said that it was. I always think that anything Jody Sue says to me is half lies, half truth. You know what I mean? I know there was something that went on between her and Athie. I have the screenshots of it. I'm not going to show it because that could take me back to court. But they had a huge fight on Facebook. There was pictures of kids in a lunchroom posted, and I've shared most of it prior. It got me in trouble, so I've learned my lesson, and I'm not going to do that anymore. But if Kevin or Eric or Luke ever want to come out and talk to me, my link is always available. Just come tell me. Here is my link. Hold on. Just in case y'all are out there. Because I'm really curious, to be honest with you, why all of you were in Squall's group. Like, before summer, before the group was like day one. You know what I mean? Like, that's a little bit odd to me. And I have screenshots of that too. No, they don't all have the same last name. John R. Davis. They're all different people. Cool Hand Luke. That's Jody Sue's Cool Hand Luke. I don't want to get into doxing. You don't think Kevin was? The only thing I know that Jody told me about Kevin is that he took Chicken on a Stick up on a hill to buy a car when Chicken on a Stick was kicked off the hill and not to be there. And Andy went crazy and chased her off the hill or some shit. If you think that's the name, I cannot confirm or deny. Possible. I mean, I don't know. Anybody's welcome to come up and straighten it out. Everything on my channel is speculation. When it comes to those people, the only information I got any information from about those people was Jody Sue. Yes, I researched a little bit. I found some things out. Both, though, oh, I don't know. I think it was at 2 different periods, John. I don't think it was like at the same time. I think Luke was, from what Jody said, a high school fling, and Kevin was later. Kevin worked. Do you know Kevin? Are you John Davis from the channel John Davis? Because if that's the case, I had a guy coming into my chat for a while who said he worked for Chicken. Yes, thank you, Running. And I wonder if that was him. Always been really cool with me. Talked, tried to clear some information up. I don't know who that person is, but if it was Kevin, if you ever want to grab a link, dude, you're welcome to. And please know I never set out to hurt nobody. I'm just basing things off things Jody said. And I do find a lot of things fishy, so it would be great to clear things up, but that's only my opinion based off of the things that Jody said. If we could straighten any of that out. Chicken on a Stick came, hold on, I'm running, from Squall. Here, I'll show you who she is. Give me 1 minute here. Let's see. Let me see. That's a thumbnail. Hold on, guys. It takes a second to embed the design. Where is the sound? What the hell is going on here? There was a fight on Sage. That's what this is. I don't know. Why is it only 5 seconds long? Embed the fucking, apply all 89 pages. I don't know what song is in this. Okay, it's mine. I can play it. Give me 1 minute here. You guys caught me off guard with this.
I mean, I would like to, I wish that I could, talk to you, but it's just, it hasn't worked out to this point. I know you believe I'm related to Squall. I don't know who Squall is. You're putting me with Marlena Cross.
Out to Squall. I reached out to Chicken, she'll tell you. I reached out to Shay, and I reached out to another person. And I said, be careful, because I don't know what's going on with Jody Sue Brown. She's threatening people. The thing is with me, is that I try to protect people. Anyone that's ever been in my lives hears me all the time saying, be careful of this, watch out for that, you can get scammed for this, because I'm a mother hen at nature. You know, that's my nature. That's exactly what I did. Squall pulls me in right away, right after the, time zone comment. She posts something, unsends it, and then tells me she's afraid. And I'm like, oh my God, let me help her. And I'm like, what? Oh, I can't tell you. Well, then why in the hell did you contact me? I didn't write that, of course. You know what I mean? So then it just, she starts trying to siphon. All right, chicken, you can go ahead and say what you got to say, honey.
Can you give me just a second?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm sorry. Can you continue?
Yeah, I sure can.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right, baby. And so I explained to her, this is the next thing that was said. I explained to her that I had reached out to Shay to get, because I had sent a message to the wrong squall kid. It's hers, but it was the wrong one. Evidently, she doesn't check it because my comment had sat there forever and it was unread on Facebook Messenger. So I reached out, this is a long time ago, I reached out to Shay and I was like, hey, do you have her, do you know what her profile picture is on Facebook so that I can message her and tell Shay what I was going to contact her for, anything. But it was to warn her. So Shay tells me, I go look for it. Boom, I get it. I send her a message. She had already sent me, Squall had already sent me links, though, in an email about what I had posted on my community tab. So then she tells me to reach out to her in Messenger. Well, I was reaching out to the wrong messenger. So that's when I contacted Shay. Shay tells me who it is, what to look for, what the profile picture was. So I do. She immediately I tell her, I said, hey, I reached out to Shay. I didn't tell, and I was trying to say, I didn't tell Shay what I wanted to talk to you, Squall, about. Because I was supposed to be responding about what she had written me in the email message, which was the links concerned. This particular live with Sage was about chicken on a stick. Shay had gone live. John, I don't know how long you've been talking to them. Shay had gone live and outed, well, let's go back a little bit. Chicken on a stick, after suing me and the lawsuit getting dropped, tries to edge me on. She wants me to come on Sage and talk to her, but she doesn't know that we'll get along, and she thinks that Crystal should know this and Crystal should know that. I was going to let it be, not respond to it. However, after Chicken gets off panel, she jumps right back on. Sage goes live again. 2 lives one day. Sage comes live again, and Sage says, it's not even about me. The whole situation changed. The demeanor changed. The attitude of the live changed. I have both lives. We can go over them one day. She gets on, and now she's like, oh my God, Shay put out that I found evidence on Light Hauler Road 30 years ago. Yeah, she got to get that offline. So they're doing cleanup control on Shay's panel. So Chicken on a Stick says on Shay that this evidence is leading to a case 30 years ago and includes Summer's case. I'm going to fucking talk about it. Shay will not re-release that live. I have the aftermath after it to prove that it happened. Lots of other subs seen and heard it. Yeah, John, that's what I'm saying.
anything that woman says to you, take with a grain of salt because she is a fucking liar, in my opinion. I'm speculating that Chicken on a Stick is one of the biggest liars that has ever came to YouTube and caused problems, which is what caused me to defend Jody Sue, because to me, in my opinion, I'm speculating it could have been a setup. However, the sister thing throws me off, and it makes me think that Jody Sue is part of that, and that them two really don't hate each other like they say, and that they, I'm speculating, actually work together in a criminal organized group fashion on the interwebs and have for a long time. So that's me speculating. I think it's a theory. And I think anybody who has spoken to that woman needs to understand that, in my opinion, she is a compulsive liar. I'm glad she was before me looking into the Summer Wills case. Yeah, let me go see if I could find her origins here. Because we've gone over this shit 10,000 fucking times. I'm about over it, to be honest with you. I'd probably have to look up Squall or CSI. No, let's do Squall first. You guys are causing me to smoke today. I didn't expect to go over this shit. But we will. Because I have no problem going over this shit. What's this? No, I don't want to play that. What's this? Oh, messages between me and Squall. This was after I released the Amy stuff. Hold on. What are you making? Coffee? Will you make me one?
That's just like the moonshining. That's just like the moonshine.
Yeah.
You know, the only reason the government's up in the ass of people is because they're not getting the tax money from it.
Yeah. You know, did y'all know that Ben Hill was a moonshiner?
Do what?
Ben Hill.
What was his first name? What was his first name?
Ben Hill. Ben Hill Road.
Yeah.
I thought Ben Hill would have been his last. Yeah,
That's just like the.
This was so odd to me. Chicken was on this night. We'll find it. Maybe we should go back and review just odd little videos from around this time. Doug jumped up on Squall's panel, and it was so odd to me because I never even knew that they spoken or why. Like, Doug would do that. And they were, like, at one point offending me. I'm not going to say Doug got really intertwined in it, but I was, like, a little taken back by that. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. But let's listen. Let's go back and review certain things. We'll just start at the bottom here. I think this, I don't want it. The mask. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know what that is. The mask is off.
Good morning, you all. Good morning, you all. We are going to look at a monster whose mask has fallen off and what she says about Michelle After Dark, Summer, and other creators and people from Beach Creek. Just bear with me, okay?
But yeah, Michelle After Dark went ahead and put it the fuck out there like, oh, but look at this. But wait, this means it couldn't possibly. But let's make the graphic one. Oh, this stunned me. Mic drop. Fuck you.
Well,
Targeting my goddamn kid again? And you're supposed to be one of the best out here? Are you fucking kidding me with this shit? I know you motherfucking ain't. Slow weak. Dogs ain't got their fucking bones. Fuck's the problem. P.O. box a little dry.
Fuck.
Ain't you trying to move away from Summer's case? Oh, but you can't because every time you do, the fucking views are down, huh? And right back to a Summer video. And now all of you scraping barrel dry on my fucking children's and myself. I mean, and then you're supposed to have the skills of discernment right here. Like what? The other thing guy with CM? Give me a fucking break.
Chris McDougall's who she's talking about.
Break. Cannot motherfucking believe you pieces of shit.
Huh? You're still a suspect, so's your son, bitch.
Yeah, no, I actually think, John, that she did say that once. I don't know that she said Kevin, but she did say Andy's friend at one point or something, gave a car. Man, you really are like asking me to dig. We're going to do it. You ready? If anybody wants to cover this, I'm all for it. You want to do it in an organized fashion with the criminal microwebs against us, Mr. Davis? Out in the open? Lifelong friend of Andy's. Yeah. Okay.
Great skills. And yet you fall for some fucking squirrel titties.
Leave squirrel alone.
And fucking Jeffy over there. Are you serious right now? Are you motherfucking serious? You didn't fall for it. Shit's just low. You really tried to incriminate my motherfucking son and made it look like. And then out of the other side of your motherfucking mouth, well, but this one had nothing to do with Summer now, would it? Yeah, it don't.
Liar.
Has to do with the goddamn tweakers. On one
Liar.
again, including Candace that day.
You're a liar.
I'm already running amok on another motherfucking neighbor's property, searching for a fucking imaginary person.
You're a liar, damn you.
Show up on our own goddamn property. Is that illegal?
You're a liar, damn you.
Fuck was. And then they run down the hill with fucking knives.
Running Bear. It's one of Jody's things she talks about. She'll make up names and stuff. A lot of people don't know them unless you've like actually researched into them. There's a lot of them that they don't talk about very much that they talk about, and it's really strange. I've always found it strange, and I don't know why they're all here on YouTube hidden, including Cool Hand Luke. Like I said, any one of them, even Chicken, is welcome to come try to clear anything up. I'd be more than willing to talk to any of them with respect.
What'd you call Michelle? What'd you call Michelle? What'd you call Michelle, bitch? What'd you call Michelle, bitch? You're a liar, Michelle. You're a liar, Jody.
Buy some teeth, Shay.
And then the hair's down there and come down there. And
you're a liar, Jody.
So are you, Shay.
What'd you call Michelle? What'd you call Michelle, bitch?
What'd you call me, bitch?
Those two pieces of cornbread, motherfucking bullshit pieces of vindictive shit.
Fuck you.
Fuck you too. Fuck both of you.
Seriously. And I cannot believe any decent human being would do what the fuck was done today or otherwise or continues to be done to my children.
You're a fucking piece of shit. Michelle is a very respected person.
Oh, is she?
She has been fair to you, Jody Sue.
Not really.
How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you?
Get your cat fixed, dummy.
I agree. All the things she says running. And I get it, the prayer garden.
You're a liar, Jody Sue. The locals know.
This is when she was
You're a
running.
liar.
This is when Shay was running. Let me pause this. Shay was running with Chicken. Chicken was her best friend. They were inseparable. Crazy shit. The locals. Shay inserting herself, acting like she was a local. She's so close to them. She knows everything about Lighthauler Road. Thanks to Chicken on a Stick. She has taken down all of her lives, and I think that every creator should demand that she puts them the fuck back up.
Talk about Mr. Moore. Let the mask fall off, monster.
Just from the description of this fucking bullshit from these con artist piece of shit local motherfuckers.
You leave the locals alone, Jody Sue. They're allowed to speak.
Has nothing to do at all with goddamn summer.
You called her Summer. You said goddamn Summer. Let's hear that again. Let's hear that again. Let's hear that again. Let's hear that mask again.
No.
Let's hear that mask. Let's hear the mask fall off again, Jody Sue. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What do you call Summer? What do you call Summer?
Just from the description of this fucking bullshit from these con artist piece of shit local motherfuckers.
Leave the locals alone.
That are using their platforms for the worst of reasons.
Leave the locals alone. You called her goddamn Summer. You fucking bitch.
And the other one.
You said goddamn Summer. I hate you. Let's hear it again. What she calls, takes up for Frank.
Has to do with one has an issue with fucking women, and the other one has an issue with not getting justice, supposedly. And that's why Frank's name's all over Summer's shit.
Well, leave.
So Squirrel can kiss my whole ass, too. The blackmailing motherfucking criminal ass bitch who's done this shit to myself and my kids since last year. In the name of getting back at fucking Frank, that bitch can kiss my whole motherfucking ass.
Yeah, because Frank is your goddamn friend. Frank is your fucking friend. You fucking low-life piece of shit. You are a friend to a goddamn child molester. You have been the whole time. You bitch. You fucking low-life bitch. Let me tell you all a little secret. Jody Sue Brown and Frank Light were friends way before Summer came up missing. They're still friends. And Jody Sue is trying to silence all these other locals by intimidating them. Squall Tit is trying to bring out other locals to speak up about their experiences. This is not right, guys.
Locals that
She's
never
called out every creator. She is a piece of shit. These mountain people know. I'm real close. Jody Sue, we got your number, honey. You can take Frank Lock and stick him up your ass. You can try to intimidate all the people you want. But Summer is more important. You're not going to silence these locals about you or anything else that they want to bring forward. In case anybody doesn't know it, Frank Light is a RSO, a violent RSO of children, and Squall is one of his victims. So you shut the fuck up, Jody Sue Brown, and sit your ass down. You and Frank Light. If you'd like to hear from other locals on Squall Tit's channel, possibly my channel, go ahead and subscribe, honey. I'm begging you all. Subscribe to these other locals that wants to come forward. Or go listen to them. They deserve a voice. There's more locals than Jody Sue.
never met them, but are they okay? Never met them, but are they
Yes,
okay?
yes,
Oh,
she is
wow.
okay. Absolutely okay. Chicken on a stick is let her up. She knows
Okay.
Jody Sue and
Yeah,
Andy before
definitely.
summer went missing. And
And
she
Chicken
is
on a
the
stick
one
rocks.
she is the one
She
that
does, Scott.
she yeah, bring her on up.
okay, hey, chicken on a stick, could you just real quick show your face just so I don't get porn bombed?
Good move. Thank you, everybody in chat, too, for being so good. We've got over 950 people in here.
Yeah.
Moderators, y'all are doing a
Let
great
me
job. Thank you
I've
all.
been making mods as we go along. Gavel Geek, I added you
where
as
did
a
my
as a
phone
mod.
go? What I do with my phone? If I find my phone, I'll make sure it's her. I found it.
Yeah, because they're not showing their face. Chicken on a stick isn't
She
showing
might
their
not be
face.
able to. I'm gonna ask her.
Just
She's
make
like,
sure
she
it's
done that. She
her.
already said, "Do you want me to come on?" And I'm gonna say, "Are you backstage?" I think that might be her because she says, "Do you want me to come on?"
Well, we'll
I
just
know
make
the
sure
very
it's her.
beginning.
Because this is an important live, and I don't want to have to take it down if I
Yeah,
get porn bombed.
At 10:06, she messaged, "Do you want me to come on?" But she might have the StreamYard up on her phone to where she can't get to her messenger.
She said it's me, but I can't tell by just hey, chicken on a
Okay,
stick.
I'm gonna.
No, I don't use my email very often, Sinister. I'm really bad at it. But if you want to write me, you can write me. And I try to check it. I'm starting my New Year's resolution. Check my Facebook Messenger at least 2 days a week. So, Chris, Chris Sims, Simms. I have a picture of me when I was a little girl in a blue dress biting a rubber hand. If that helps, you can rate me that way. Okay.
I'm gonna put.
There's also reasons for that, at least until after court. And I need to make a new email address for my channel.
Number in my messenger to you, chicken on a stick, and if you will put that in backstage.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then once we confirm it's her. Oh,
Just
she's
go in
gone now.
Oh, come back up.
Darn it. I hope that she doesn't think that I was
Drop her
being.
link again.
Oh, there she is. She came back up.
Yeah, she might have not been able to see the messenger. She may have had to close out to see the number in messenger.
Oh. Okay. Well, she put something in private chat. What'd she put? She said it's me, Squall, but still that doesn't. Well, once Squall confirms that it's her, I'll put her on. I'm sorry, chicken on a stick. I'm not trying to be rude. No, I just wanted you to show your face behind.
Yeah,
like
just
before I put
for
you
1
on the
second,
screen.
then she won't put you on screen till you take it off.
Yeah. Oh, she can't go to computer or something?
Okay.
So this lady comes up. This is like her second or third introduction to YouTube. Her and Piper quickly became best friends, even attacking me. I'm a parasite. I'm this, I'm that. Fucking hookers. Anyways, this is her, I believe, second time she got on here. And the first time was she come out talking about Jody Sue, but she was very adamant about nobody seeing her face. However, when she comes on, I don't know if it's this live, she has the back of her head showing like she's teasing someone. You know what I mean? She didn't want Jody to know who she was, in my opinion. And she was on her like, Andy. I mean, we'll get into it. I'll find them all. We'll go through all of these if y'all want. I don't give a shit. And I have many folders. So I don't know what's in them.
Can you see your messenger?
She said she can't see her messenger. Chicken on the stick, I'm going to put you on and just say something so I know it's you, okay? She's outside with kids and dogs.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to do this. And I was using my phone and I didn't know how to connect, and then I unconnected like 4 times. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just glad that I'm just trying to be, I'm sorry for not.
Not really. I mean, I think she mentioned it, but it was not based on like that conversation, the hours long conversation she had was not based on that. It was more based on Andy being a dealer and the brother's funeral, the mom, the grandpa, like she just come out and busted out all Jody Sue's family's business. But it was on behalf of Jody Sue's sister. So, in my opinion, she had come out saying, oh, yeah, my source, this, that, and the other. And it's my opinion that that person was Jody Sue's sister because she come out, man, it's a whole fucking conundrum of bullshit is what it basically comes down to. And you guys will see that.
Just putting you up. I just wanted to be extra careful because I don't want to have to take this down because
I understand, and we're talking sensitive subject matters, and so no, that's no problem. I was sorry about that, guys.
No, it's okay.
No worries.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes people come in our backstage. What happens? Chicken on a stick. Somebody will come on our backstage, and if we don't confirm who they are, they come up and turn their camera on to their privates.
Okay.
Yeah, that happened to me on one of mine. Chicken.
Yep.
It did. It was wild.
I don't know the very slightest of it. Like,
and now let me tell you, this girl has no problem with privates being shown online. I have actual pictures of her doing so, like scooting next to a car peeing. It's kind of fucking disgusting, and I think it even has like a Disney logo at the bottom of it. Fucking scary, in my opinion. I can't show them because that would be doxing, but I have them.
actually, Squall has had to walk me through to get me to like this point.
Learning
to
how
where
to
I
do
can.
StreamYard and.
Yeah, but y'all were talking information about Andy. I'm so happy for Andy. I know that sounds backwards and crazy, but I am.
I'm happy for him too.
And the
it doesn't sound backwards.
Well, yeah, and especially because they've lived this lifestyle for so long, it's like I want to see what Andy does. I mean, just to see his face talking about his girlfriend making him food.
I know.
Right? I mean, and I'm not an Andy sympathizer, like I said, I've known them both. They both deserve each other, but I'm glad they're away from each other.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Andy. To be honest, I don't know. I wouldn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. Excuse my language. But, all I can go on is what he tells me. So we just have to keep that in mind, but, and I'm a horrible judge of character because I think people are nicer than what they are, like, I don't know. I tend to get fooled a lot. So
I believe that this is the live they talk about Andy's ding dong for like 2 hours. But this isn't the whole thing. This is just a clip. I have it clipped. If you guys want to hear it when we get there, we'll listen. If not, I don't really care to hear about Andy's penis.
I think a lot of that we expect what we would do from someone else, and then we have to stop and think, hey, they're not me.
Yeah, and
Right.
I think a lot of it is I don't expect people to be as just frankly, I mean, just horrible. People are just horrible. Like if you look at Holler Bunny, just her
Yeah.
as an example,
She
she's
is
not
really
a nice person.
no, but she's like a minority here. I mean, like there are so many people. I mean, so many people that you can talk to that like they just think that her shenanigans are just ridiculous, and it's an embarrassment. Her family is upset. Oh God, her family is so upset.
Well, speaking of her family, chicken on the stick,
How would you know?
Jody Sue's
Talking
brother
to-
passed away, and Andy called me, and he was upset because Jody Sue's family invited him to be a pallbearer because I guess he and Jody Sue's brother
They were
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talked and they were friends or whatever. And I'm sure after 26 years, it's almost like a brother-in-law. So
It is a
they
brother-in-law.
invited him to be a pallbearer, and he wanted to, of course, but he couldn't even go to the funeral because he was afraid that Jody was setting him up to break the restraining order.
Okay.
I shouldn't say he didn't go to the
I don't know, so I can't.
I shouldn't say.
However, her first time on panel with Squall, she said that Andy went to the funeral. Why would they ask Andy to be a pallbearer? Anybody remember that? We'll find it. Lie number 1. Boom.
Yeah, I misspoke. He couldn't be a pallbearer. He wanted to go to the
listed as an honorary pallbearer.
What's that?
I know that he was listed as a pallbearer.
Yeah, he was listed, but I wasn't at the funeral, so I don't know. But he told me that he wasn't a pallbearer, that he was invited, and he was planning on doing it. But then he started thinking about it and was worried that Jody Sue was gonna.
Well, and that's kind of likely, but
yeah.
I told him I wouldn't do it. I know that that's your brother-in-law, basically, but I said you just can't take that risk.
Darlene, she did. Andy has admitted to it in my chats. She absolutely did.
But at the same time, that shows you how at least her mother, grandmother, and brother felt about Andy.
And that should show you something right there because, even her own family, chicken.
Right. And I knew that he wasn't lying because he was listed as a pallbearer. So I knew that what he was telling me was everything he's told me, that how after the fact details come out and you can say, oh, that person was lying to me, or
for telling the truth.
Yeah, and everything is being confirmed so far. And so that TCC, but that doesn't, I don't know who TCC is, but they just came in the back.
Bullshit.
It doesn't look like True Penny.
Well, that's what I was going to say. TCC was True Crime Commentary. She's going by Fizzle now, but I don't know if her StreamYard is still set up as TCC.
Oh, okay. Oh, she goes by Fizzle now? Because I saw Fizzle in the chat and they were talking like, do you want me to come up? But I didn't know who it was. So maybe hey, Penny, if that's you, can you just show your face real quick and then I'll add you to the stream.
While they're doing that, I am going to say that it was not Chicken on a Stick that confirmed the radiation story. It was someone else.
Wow.
Because everybody does know that I talk.
Would it be the sister that Jody Sue sent the picture to so that she can assess Andy's penis first? Yeah. Her sister has assessed Andy's penis. She has it stated on videos in her YouTube where Jody spoke about it first live to the public for the whole world to hear, and then cried about when they spoke about it. However, do I think it belongs in Summer's case? Fuck no.
To chicken on a stick, but I also talked to other locals that,
That was one of the things that, yeah, I wanted to say something about, because, like, I didn't know that. I didn't hear that, but, and, so I certainly didn't tell you that. But, um, I don't know. I saw people suffer from cancer like in the 80s, and I remember radiation. And I remember the pills. Like, we weren't supposed to be around them and stuff, but like the people,
Yep.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
What
like
what
her,
astonished me is how quickly, which everybody grieves differently. I lost my brother, but what astonished me is during that time that he passed, the lives just went right on like normal.
oh my God, it's like nothing even happened. I heard she hated her
Yeah.
brother. Well, I didn't hear she hated her brother. She hated her brother. Her brother dying benefited her because then she had more room for her and her kids at her grandma's, and that's sad for me to say.
Yeah, that just really stunned me because back in July I lost mine, and I wasn't a creator then, and if I had been, there was been no way I could have
Been
done a
awful.
live, been able to do a video, been able to do anything.
That's your
And
dad.
he never slowed down, and I was just like, well, thank God, that was odd to me. I mean, but I was close to my brother, so
Well,
I
I
don't
think
know.
that she said that she would deal with it and grieve in her own time. That the creators have taken that away from her. And let me tell you this, y'all, because I was watching her today, because I can't hardly stand to watch her, but sometimes I do just see what's going on, see what crazy she's spinning. So
Yeah.
people in her chat was telling her that they had called the local sheriff's office and told them that she was being harassed. YouTubers were in the bushes taking pictures of her, and this, that, and the other.
Somebody had put in my comment section of my last video, giving me a heads up that I was in legal trouble, and I said I couldn't be in too much legal trouble. I just went through and got cleared by Homeland Security, and in another.
So I write Jody Sue's sister because these people were talking about this for weeks. Jody Sue saying people were hiding in the bushes. It was in defense of these people. I was trying to prove I wasn't what they thought I was. So I write Jody Sue's sister to find out if that's true. I'm sued for writing Jody Sue's sister. I am hated by the Summer Wells community for writing Jody Sue's sister based on those statements. Let's go back a little bit. This might be after I wrote her, but listen to what they were saying because this is why I wrote her.
Oh my God, it's like nothing even happened. I heard she hated her
Yeah.
brother. Well, I didn't hear she hated her brother. She hated her brother. Her brother dying benefited her because then she had more room for her and her kids at her grandma's, and that's sad for me to say.
Yeah, that just really stunned me because back in July I lost mine, and
Let me make sure because Benny's about to come back. They're ibuprofens. See the I2? Do you want me to go get the bottle? I have a little bit of a headache. I'm taking some ibuprofen, guys. And I'm not really allowed ibuprofen. I'm supposed to take Tylenol, but I'm out and I can't find my bottle. So it's ibuprofen. Screw the heart doctors today. My head's pounding.
I wasn't a creator then, and if I had been, there was been no way I could have done a live, been able to do a video, been able to do anything.
That's your
And
dad.
he never slowed down, and I was just like, well, thank God, that was odd to me. I mean, but I was close to my brother, so
Well,
I
I
don't
think
know.
that she said that she would deal with it and grieve in her own time. That the creators have taken that away from her. And let me tell you this, y'all, because I was watching her today, because I can't hardly stand to watch her, but sometimes I do just see what's going on, see what crazy she's spinning. So
Yeah.
people in her chat was telling her that they had called the local sheriff's office and told them that she was being harassed. YouTubers were in the bushes taking pictures of her, and this, that, and the other.
Somebody had put in my comment section of my last video, giving me a heads up that I was in legal trouble, and I said, well, I couldn't be in too much legal trouble. I just went through and got cleared by Homeland Security and in another territory, so I'm not too much worried about it.
Oh, I want to press.
Shay, why would you get cleared for Homeland Security? Do you have a copy of that? Can we see that? Ding, ding, another fucking lie.
This whole live by saying that I just want to get this out there in case Holler Bunny wants to try to be funny. If you all want to bring legal action on me, bring it on, because I already consulted my attorney. If you'd like to call him, his name is Michael Young. He is a state senator in Indiana. He is my attorney. You can find him online if you have any.
So because I was sued and Yin's trashed me on this, I'm going to go real life and I'm going to openly say it. And I'm going to call this attorney and I'm going to send him this live and ask him if he approves of you telling the world that the state senator is in your back pocket. All right, Piper?
Questions for him. If you would like to direct any legal action, don't send it to me. Send it to my attorney, Michael Young. Again, he's a state senator in Indiana. You'll be able to find him online. So if anybody would like to address any legal concerns or threaten me with legal action, please direct it to my attorney. That's the appropriate place for it to be directed. And then he will contact me and we can go from there. Okay. So don't bother putting it in my comment section. Don't send me Facebook messages. Don't do this or that like y'all did the first time. And
I'm just gonna call.
Talk about killing me and all this other stuff. Just go ahead and send it straight on to Mike.
We'll call live.
Mr. Young, class action. You have multiple prosecutors there.
Yeah.
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 This panel.
Yeah, and believe me, Mike would like nothing else but to take her on. Believe me, he's retired, so he has nothing else to do. So
he gets bored.
Yeah, and he's a character too. So, but anyway,
Chicken on the Stick made a very good point about the Jody Sue's video today. Did you notice Chicken on the Stick when she had it scheduled, and in the live chat she was late and she said her body wasn't working well.
Yeah,
her whole body wasn't working well. Okay,
right.
now when she finally comes online, now at 4:33 I looked at my laptop. The whole day has passed by. The entire day. And then, as soon as the live starts, people, quote unquote, people start harassing.
I forgot. The last time I was live, I skipped a little chunk of the video I was showing, and there was something I wanted to go over concerning cracking cases. I would like to talk to Cam. He left me some comments. Not today, but the next time we go live, I'll pull them up because their comment just reminded me. But yeah, I think we need to talk a little bit of cracking cases as well. Okay.
Outside, she has to go on mute. She's hanging her head, putting her hands on her cheeks, fret on her face. Should I call the law? Put it back on mute. Should I call the police? Hang on just a minute. What's going on here? All this kind of stuff. Driving the chat. And she knew exactly why she was doing that. Why weren't those people harassing her from daylight this morning up until 4:33?
Right.
Even after her live was scheduled, they didn't start then. They started when she started.
Well, like she had to put that live off too. She was like, I think it was supposed to be 3:15, and then it ended up being, I'm not exactly sure what time it really did start, but
Right,
you know, it was
right.
late. So maybe she had to wait.
I noticed that she had it. I didn't get to watch, but I noticed she had it set for 3:15 or something, and Cracking Cases had one scheduled for 4:30, and that's when she came on. Was that, you said what time? 4:33.
Yeah, it was somewhat
If I'm not
right in there.
mistaken, if I'm
I
not
believe.
mistaken, Cracking Cases was scheduled for 4:30. They're in the chat, ain't they? They'll tell us.
But the whole time about that is she was getting up and down off of her roost, like a chicken hopping down for grain, going to check and see what was going on with a body that wouldn't function enough to sit on a roost and have a live stream. But she could get up and sure run around and act like people was outside driving up and down the road, wondering if she was going to have to call the police.
Do you know where she lives? In the fork of that road there?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that's a heavy traffic area.
Yeah.
And
well, yeah, people have to go from one place to another, you know, A to B.
And Andy said he couldn't even drive by there because she would accuse him of stalking her. And I guess it's a busy area. And so he has to go all the way around.
Yeah, you have to take one road or the other, and she's right there in the fork. I mean, so
yeah.
Well, you've got to pass, you know.
Doxing anybody, but you know, you have to go by there to get to the areas that people live in and people work at.
Yep.
But all of this stuff, I guarantee, is like.
Do they have a stop sign in their yard that they have to weed eat around right there at that fork? Because is that not like an intersection where they've got a stop sign right there?
There might be a stop sign. I don't know. Maybe off the Long Hollow onto Reservoir. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe off that one road onto the other one. I don't know. Sorry.
So TCC is back again, but
is there
they're
any
not
way
showing
you can...
their face. And I also wanted Cracking Cases wanted to come up, and I put the link down there for them to come up, but I think I can only have 6 people, can't I?
Unless you're on the upgraded, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. You're on StreamYard. I do Restream. I can only have 6.
I can only have 6 too, but then.
And that includes Jody's family, Little Dev. I think they would be shocked too. I mean, real estate's a big thing, right? Houses are decent. President of Toyota, like the guy that runs it. Yeah. I have it recorded so I could say, according to Jody Sue's facts, her son lived with the sister while all of this was going on. While they were stealing SD cards and trashing her son went and lived with the sister and her husband got the son a job. Did y'all know that? I don't remember where, but somewhere recently I had heard that the daughter is actually living at the mother's. Jody Sue sits in there like she is broke, has no money, has no electric, can't afford her bills. She gets a Social Security check, guys. She lives for free. She could turn her lights on. When she was making fun of Ziggy, she had no problem turning the lights on and making a fruity drink. She has had lives where she's laying in a bed in her bedroom in that same camper. The camper's not as small as people think it is. She has stated that she doesn't show the whole camper because she doesn't want people to know where her and her children or her littles are positioned in their trailer. And I agree with that. I agree with those statements from Jody Sue. I don't think anybody should be doxing or harassing her. But you got to understand that when it comes to this chicken on a stick, and in my opinion, I'm speculating, her sister and all the fuck shit that they've come out here and played, that there got to be something more to it. Was it money? Is it Summer? I don't fucking know. But I know when somebody's stating that they have evidence from a crime 30 years ago that connects to Summer's case today on Lighthauler Road, that they need to fucking come out and show it. I don't know why she panicked and flipped out and got off fucking panel and went over to Sage's. When her and Shay were best friends, you don't see them come out together no more. Where'd Chicken go? She's questionable. However, I'm not allowed to research her no more. Y'all got to do that on your own now. You really should look into her husband's side of the family. It's interesting. But let's continue because I'm going to get off of here and then I'm going to come back at 9 or 10. Oh, that's finished. Okay. It's been 2 hours, 5 minutes. I'll see you guys all at 9 or 10. We'll go over the next ones. I have 3 copies of these. Here's a 54-minute one. It might be the same, some of this in it, but we could re-listen. I don't care. I don't mind going over these over and over and over and over daily. If it was my preference, I would do that, and I would have been doing that this whole time. All of them. And this is only some of them. So for the next couple hours while I'm off and doing what I got to do, I'm going to come back to my computer and I'm going to look for the first one of Chicken on panel and the one of her on CSIs. You like the oldies? I think they're important to listen back to because a lot of things are forgotten. Unfortunately, these have ruined with my real life. So I haven't forgotten them. A lot of subs and other creators have or pretended to have. But I think they're important. Do I know why? No. But I know they played a lot of fucking games. And thanks, John Davis, for having me. It might not be the same opinion as yours. I don't know. You left the chat. You're not here. So it may not be the same opinion as yours. And I understand that. I'm perfectly fine with other creators having another opinion. And if you see it a different way, I welcome it. However, please understand that I feel that I have been attacked in my real life. I don't care what they say about me. I don't care if you call me a bitch, crazy, psycho. I mean, I've been told that I've unalived family member babies of mine. I have been harassed by people who come in and pretend to be my friends and then go crazy. You're just cooking. I don't even know what I'm having for dinner. That's what I fucking got to get off of here and figure out. What are you having good? Give me some ideas. Thank you, Innocent. I'll be back. I haven't been on in a few days. I got some things to make up for. Like I said, eventually, after I talk to Danny's mom, and we're going to wait a couple weeks. I'm going to let everybody else go through them first. The Leilani phone calls. We have some stuff in the future that I'm trying to plan. I'm getting really I'm drained. Guys, if you want to know the truth, I really just needed a couple days off. It's like listening to nails on a chalkboard. Ziggy and Jody, Ziggy and Jody, Ziggy and Jody. I even took a break. Was that today or yesterday to listen to Brooks? I haven't sat and listened to Brooks in a long time, but the Kathy the Friend information that she's bringing out, I think that's another one that needs to be looked into, because to me, there's an Ernie connection with her. I don't know what it is, but it's a feeling that I have. And the psychic dusty shit. Like, there's a lot of different routes when it goes to Summer's case. Or any of them real? We don't know. But we know that odd people like Chicken, Squall, people who have never met Summer, have inserted themselves to the point that they've done like crazy shit. And I'm not saying that like I'm sticking up for Jody Sue because I believe she's one of them. However, you know how she talks fake fights? That's what I believe this is. All right, guys. I'll see you about 10. I'm going to say 10. Don't quote me. I'm always late. Somewhere between 9 and midnight. Okay? Something up with that Ernie guy. I agree, innocent. I literally just told another creator the same. I'm worn out on the chalkboard voices BS. Yeah, I just needed a break, man. It was like, whoa. I don't know. I've never felt so drained in my life. So this is a welcome change because it's been a while since we listened to these. So I have no problem going over these. We can put Ziggy and Fred and them to the side because they're going to continue their BS anyway. They'll always have content, right? So, but all right, guys, I'll see you guys later tonight. Talk to you soon. Bye.